The only reason some of us were fighting at that time was in a defensive position, trying to defend ourselves against invading enemies. Since Doe died, I got no other person to say I want power to put him power. If I wanted to have done it, all the factions, the warring factions, Ulimo, JK, Model, how do you call it? Lloyd, I would have had a position. I would have financed them. I would have told it to my truck. I would have been a rebel leader today. But I'm not interested in those things. You'll be dividing government joy. I was here, man. Today they are pronouncing the radio. I was Slangar, appointed Minister of State, or I was Slangar, Director of Social. You ever heard that before? No. I'm independent. I work hard. I believe in self-sufficiency. I don't want to work in government because tomorrow somebody can tell me that you steal, you roll, you embezzle, all the kind of insulting words. I don't have to worship somebody because you have to appoint me tomorrow. I want to be team my job. If anything you do I don't like, I don't have to talk. I got to swallow it. I go home. I man in my house. I go out. Woman. No. I man home. I man outside. I work for myself. So things that have to do with government, intelligence and things, I was not involved. In fact, I had a lesson to study. Anybody who went to the university will know. Even when I was in the law school, I'm a dropout because of the war. I got my cases to brief. While I'm sitting down talking about what's going on, that's my business.
So, Mr. Witness, then I can assume that you're saying that you had no intel with regard to the NSA, CIA intelligence.
No.
What about the military intelligence, which you were a member of? Was there any military intelligence regarding the coup issue that gave you some foresight or warning?
No, I never had.
Okay. Was there, so at that time, under Mr. Doe's government, they did not have the concept of joint security, where the different intelligence groups could liaison with each other with regard to sharing information for the protection of the state?
They had, but not part of it.
Okay,
if you're
so
not part of the institution, you not know much about it. They had the joint security. They had Mr. Henry Dubai then was the joint security people they start denying and lying here, denying Doe because Doe not living today. You were asking that question because the military intelligence fell under him. All those positions they were under him. But he came and deny. You didn't hold in here tight. The man decided to run away. All I want no charges, he ran away. He came and start denying. You were chief of staff for 10 years. He came and start denying. Coward like him. You didn't talk.
Okay.
If I had, I would tell you, no, I will not tell you, I can't lie. There is no human being perfect from lying. But when it comes to manship, I will always tell you the truth. And you will know the truth. Go ahead.
Thank you. So the highest rank you achieved during that period from 85 to 91 was what?
The last rank I had was captain.
Captain.
Yeah.
And when did you get promoted from lieutenant to captain?
From lieutenant, second lieutenant, straight to captain.
When was that?
From 85, no, from 86, 87, I think from 87 up to that time, I was promoted to a rank of captain.
Okay. So during the time of the second coup against the legitimate government of Liberia, you were now already a captain in the military.
Yeah.
And where were you assigned?
Grand Gide. I said I was in Grand Gide. When Doe was captured on the 9th, BBC announced it. On the 10th, I decided to defend the county and cross all the people to Ivory Coast. So I had the people crossing going to Ivory Coast. I had one exodus, people moving going to Ivory Coast. Until I crossed up to Ivory Coast. And what happened in Ivory Coast is not what I came to explain. I'm talking about Liberia. I went to my cross to Ivory Coast, where they jailed me. I was in jail. Even Gabriel Doe arrested. They thought I was Doe's brother. They brought him. They you grab Doe ready to here. So we see one Gabriel Doe groom. They brought him to jail to me. In the camp, what we call Major at that time, Doe, the late gay, was the chief of staff. All they did to me because I crossed and I related to Doe and I crossed with a lot of military people, 500 men. They thought I wanted to invade the country. I was arrested. I was jailed. I'm going to give me an evidence that I was in the southeast. I was not in town. So people talk about what happened in 1990 in town. I was not here. If I were here, maybe Doe myself would have gone to report. Make it clear. I would have gone to report with him or stop him from going to report. I don't think we're going to happen. All right.
Thank you. So it seems that the Ivorians were afraid that Liberia wanted to invade their country at that time, or was it connected because of their support? It seems from your statement just now that Liberia was afraid that Doe was retaliating into their country in Ivory Coast.
No, you don't understand me. I said when I
explain.
crossed to Ivory Coast, I was immediately arrested.
By who? The
president of Ivory Coast,
Okay. For what reason?
People to arrest me, I was arrested in jail.
For what reason, please?
They were afraid of me.
Afraid of you or afraid of Liberian government?
Not Liberian government, I said me. What kind of Liberian government? There was no government at the time. I talked about myself crossing with 500 soldiers. They were afraid.
So you were crossing Liberia with 500-foot soldiers into another country?
We crossed from Liberia because Doe died. We decided to lay down our arms and we crossed into Ivory Coast.
So you were giving yourself up?
Fine.
But they still arrested you?
They arrested me.
So you were afraid that you weren't sincere?
Yeah, if I had a chance, I would have done it.
Okay, so their fear was proper?
Yeah, I would have invaded them.
All right, I understand.
Yes, I would have done it.
That's what truth telling is about.
Yeah, that's the truth I'm telling you. It was my intention. I would have done it, but I never had the strength. I would have done it.
Why would you have done it? Did you feel that Liberia was betrayed by the people from Ivory Coast? Because we had a legitimate president, and yet they tended to invade
Pardon
and
me,
kill
please
him.
repeat the question. You say what?
Why did you feel such animosity? Was it because you felt that Liberia was betrayed by Ivorian president at that time in having their country used?
You want to stay lawyer, my brother. Let the African be there. Let's look at Liberia. Even though it's interesting to explain some of these things here to get them clear, but it just happens slip or tongue when I didn't want to talk about it because any normal person who had law for a country would have done it. I felt that we never had problem with Ivory Coast, who happen everywhere in the world. For them to be our sister country, to allow people passing through there to come attack Liberia without putting stop or calling for some reconciliation and allowing people to die in the country. You know how many persons were dying because of the passage they gave the people to come, the insurgents? That was wrong. So I felt nationalistic. If I had the strength, I would have been the first to attack Ivory Coast. Yes, I would have done it. In fact, let me tell you, during the investigation, they asked me. They said you are close to Doe. I said, no, you're making a mistake. Say what? I said, Doe, now we're close, but I relate to him. They said, anything he did, we can hold responsible. I said, no, hold me responsible for what I did because he's not living now. He could fabricate. And I told them, they said, oh, you got guns, he left the gun, he went across, and the entire Ivory Coast. I said, if I had the strength, I would have done it. They tortured my driver to death. They electrocuted me. They said they won't get fight out of me. I said, what other fight you want? They arrested 156 army soldiers, military, the French soldier, the Ivorian soldier along with me. They said I was trying to push them to overthrow. So I told them, if I had the ability, I would have done it. And I told them at the end of the day, I said, okay, since you release me, they don't want to release me. I said, okay, you go tell the president, let him execute me. Kill me. They said, why? He doesn't kill? I said, no, they'll kill me. They took me to the woman. He came with pajamas, small man, very small man. Oh, a minister knelt down. I refused to kneel down. I didn't kneel down to my president. I go kneel down before a foreign president. I refused. So they came. He said, well, you tell the Peking, you tell the Manson, if you got some arms somewhere, so you will bring them, I'll give you anything you want. Who are you interpreter? One set. They asked me. I told them the only thing, they'll kill me. They said, no, we don't kill. I said, no, because I can't allow myself. So I think you're looking for a brand to kill me. And you want to charge me with treason. You say I can go overthrow and this and that. All the place upside down. You kill me. I think that's the best way out because you're looking for a brand to kill me. He said, no, we can't kill you. We don't kill here. I said, okay, but what we'll do now? I got no other truth to talk about. They said, then we'll keep you. I said, you'll keep me. And you're feeding me. They put all the loudspeaker in my place. I have 100 and some more soldiers guarding me. I go PP. Some running ahead of me. I said, wow, I got the kind of honor here. You can't leave it. I said, you'll guard me. At the end of the day, they decided to leave me. They left me in the main law that I should not leave the city. Before I leave, I was supposed to travel anywhere. I should bring someone to pawn. I was going to Europe. I left my relatives. I pawned there. When I came back, people thought I'm not going to come back. I came back to Ivory Coast. So I was not here where I know Ambassador who came here. The people say, during the heyday of the war, there was Slangar and Chile and this and that. You're talking, if I can't feel it, a rebel, I'll tell you, say, yeah, I can't feel it because it was a rebel. But what I don't do, I don't boast about it, I don't talk about it. I didn't do it. So I'm not giving you references for you to know that I was not here during 1990. If I were here, I would have gone to report. Thank you.
Thank you, really. Okay. So, my last question in that section has to do with the situation of the Krahn and the minor Geo dispute that developed during that period. Are you satisfied with the level of reconciliation that has taken place between the various groups? Especially recently, I heard that the president may have initiated some kind of a gesture between you all. Or do you think that TRC should carry out more activity? You did recommend something.
What the president did was not reconciliation, it was an intervention. I don't consider reconciliation. It was an intervention to save a situation. Okay. Reconciliation, you have to call all the people together. For example, go to Chester River, clean a particular place or somewhere neutral. The Geo people sit down, the man people sit down, so the Krahn people sit down, all their best. You sit down and say, my brother, why every time you used to make plow your tail and a plow feeling number your or what caused the problem here? The Geo people will come, we will talk. The man people will come, we will talk. Myself, the Krahn people will come, we will talk. Then they go and hang here, like we are going to hang here, and 1 hour you didn't go. Then they hang here, they will come and make decisions and say, you wrong your brother. Can't apologize to him. That will come reconciliation. If the president will lead that, it will be some fantastic.
Okay, so thank you. That's information that we need. So you said there was an intervention to save a situation. Do you mind sharing with us what that urgent life death situation was about?
Well, I'm talking about saving a situation because the Doe family and Johnson were having an exchange of words, and that was not good for reconciliation. So she saved that situation and put stop to it. Right. What I mean, and I thank her for it because I myself I was getting concerned about it too. It is one of the reasons I said I don't want to come here to talk the thing that I want to talk, but I will talk at the end of the day, and it will be good for you. But when I'm going, the commissioner myself going to stay to my house, whether you like it or not. When I'm going, my bodyguard, Chief Kakuma, you go stay with me, and then I'm going to invite myself around together, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
We understand your concern for security. We also are very much concerned about these issues. Another section, let's go to 1991 to 1997. This was a period of great confusion in the country because we had no real government down during this time. There were several interim governments created, even with a dual government holding power during this time also. And a search for peace was on. Yet you gave a statement to us that during this time you were charged with treason. So we assume that while you were in Ivory Coast, it means you must have left from that Ivory Coast environment and then something happened. So could you give us some light on what that situation was and what
happened? Happy where?
In 1990, you said you were in Ivory Coast, right? You were imprisoned by the Ivorian president for a possible attempted invasion of the country.
Yeah.
He had you on arrest such that you couldn't even leave the country unless you gave pawn of one of your relatives.
Yeah.
So when did that process finish? When were you officially released from Ivory Coast without a need for bond?
Oh, the first time I told them I traveled to Europe and when I came by, they had confidence in me, so they lifted the ban.
Okay, so when was that ban lifted officially?
I mean, the time I was in Ivory Coast, 1990.
So by the end of the 1990, beginning?
No, I only stayed 1 month and some days in jail, and then I went to Europe, and when I came back, immediately when I returned, they trusted me. I told them I was going to come back. They thought I was not going to come back. I told them, I said, I don't run away from my friend, man. So I'll come back, and I came back, and they had confidence in me, and they lifted the ban. So at that time, the old man was already sick, because at last he sent his daughter to tell me, fine people don't suffer too much. So the daughter came around, and she told me, well, my father wants to see you for her to reconcile. So I said, okay, I will be doing that, but I'm going to Ghana. I will come back. I came back, and the old man was sick, and they took him to Switzerland, and he passed off.
Okay, thank you. So we can say that before the end of 1990, you were free to travel?
Yeah, I was free, and I went to Ghana.
Okay.
Similar thing happened again. I was arrested there. They charged me. They detained me. They said I went to work with the government again in Ghana. Went to the case. It was not true. And then they left it, and they told me the Sierra Investigation Board comprising of security, top security brass, went to investigation, and there was no iota of truth in what they said. Because they came and told me that our friend with Saddam Hussein, they came with pictures, you go to BNI, they got a place called BNI in Ghana, I think Bureau of National Something. That's where they detained me for 8 days incommunicado. And when we went for investigation, I don't want to talk, these things happened to me personally, so I waived some of those things. And what information given to them by the Liberians, they gave the pictures of guns that I was bringing into Ghana to help Wayne who were going against their lines. And they felt I was friendly with him, which it was not true. And very smart as I am, anytime I enter any country, the first thing I do, I contact a lawyer. I say, I'm in this country, you're my lawyer. In case of any problem, you come to my aid. My lawyer came, and he said, well, I was in jail, some Liberians that were that camp, the refugee camp, demonstrators came and stormed the jail. They organized demonstration and asked people to release me. Went for investigation. They brought out fake documents where they say I bought arms to bring it to Ghana and this and that. And they have the invoices. Ever Slangar when my Nina even they put the Ever Slangar. They didn't know my middle name. The signature was different from my signature. I produced my passport and I told them I was in Liberia during the period you're talking about. And when they came and investigated, they found out that I was right. And people lied on me. You go to BNI. I don't like to make that person my witness. That was one of the things I was saying. I don't want to call dead people to say they want that my witness because liars is one of them. Always point at dead people. Because they are not there no more to speak. And I don't deny somebody that I work with. Yes, I don't do that. People work with people, they come and lie and say, they may do this, and that may do that. You were part of the system. You were the doer. President doesn't take decision alone. They got what they got these very ministries for. They only advise the president what to do. Today, we're talking about Doe and Taylor. Even though around the framework of this PRC, why they decided to take 79 to 1980, I can't really figure out why. And up to the 2003, why? Is it a demanded period? I want to know. Or is it because indigenous person were ruling at the time, so they demonized that period? I want to know. Yes, we got to retrospect. We got to go back into our history in order for it to be well written. Then people come here and lie. You say you are a liberator. You are afraid of war crime court? If you know what you did was right and were in the interest of the Liberian people, you're not supposed to be afraid of court or any forum. Because you say you are a liberator. You can remove a dictator, a tyrant. So Liberian people like you. So why be afraid of court? Go to court. They will come and testify. They will be the witnesses. They will vindicate you. They will vindicate you. They don't know why they see your interest. You say you want to go to move a tyrant. You start killing people from Butuo. Are they also tyrants? Why don't you assign the operation to the leader that you want to get out? Why? The people you killing, you say you liberator, revolutionary. Revolution what? Revolution my foot. Huh? Why can't be revolution of employment? Why can't be revolution of investment? Nobody will tell you that Slangar ever brought war into this country. I know I went and put people outside. I was in a defensive position. People want to kill me. I will defend myself. That's the fact. Nobody can tell me when you're president, people can kill you and give them bread and butter. Even tell them that went against. You know, for me, 2 people I got credit for in the country. 2. Charles Taylor and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the president. I got high respect for them. You know why? I like for my enemy to come to me. The person that comes to you and challenge you is not your enemy. No, because you know how to deal with him. But the one that can pretend to be your friend and doing something on the ground, that's the dangerous enemy. That's the fact. Any challenge though, challenge though, those are the people I respect. They knock their chest and challenge him. That's the fact. But you go hide somewhere, then you can save the person. Then they pray, you go, when the president put money on the way they knew la pass you get, they were not installed. They knew when you bring down the old C14 that was here. And that was like going to phone off. They lie. They deceive people. Tomorrow we will see. You know, time will come in this country, people will refuse to be president. Mark it. People will refuse to be president. My family too much. I won't be president. Because when you be president, all the group, they throw out the window. Only the bad one they can look at. Everybody that is there with you, you're not free to move. When you're president, we go somewhere, go to church. People will want to say by us that they demand a group. They say by somebody that doesn't move. It's happening right now. We have business people who go to ministry. You tell everybody, what is it not happening? You don't know law. The thing we went through. You went through something, get out. If the system is not good, leave it. If you are on this commission and the commission is not doing well, leave. My brother, then you are a man. But you stay until they dissolve the commission. Then when they ask you tomorrow, you are in training. That TRC, that labor body, that lawyer, that labor will respect nobody. But why you sat here? This is why it's happening in Liberia. Tomorrow people will deny Ellen Johnson said leave. Let her listen to me, what I'm saying. They will deny her. That old lady, she know to my book. But today they are in the system, nobody talking. In Liberia again, what I noticed, because I'm close to the president, whenever a president dismisses a person, that person is an enemy. Why they steal the few people she dismissed, the few days, what go say around there? When they finish talking about that woman, you'll be surprised. Why don't you blame yourself for your own action? Everything the leader doesn't make unilateral decision. You the minister of economy, you can't say, okay, right, then the tax will grow. The man say, oh yeah, and the profit from there, yeah, will pay lower road. She will say no. Hey, my brother, this is the thing. Please, go ahead.
Thank you. So I guess in all of that, you were trying to answer who charged you with treason. And so are we to conclude that it was the Ghana government?
Who?
The government in Ghana.
I only the team, they didn't charge me.
Okay, so could you explain to us now what about this charge of treason that you mentioned?
Where?
So in 1991 to 1997.
No, I told you 1994 charge you incident, I was charged with treason.
1994.
1994.
Okay. And who charged you?
This is 1998.
Yeah.
Ken Johnson Road episode. I was also charged with treason too. In other country, suspicion. You don't fear for people say you got money, I don't want to have money, and I don't have, people just lie.
Okay, so
but because you close to president, they say you got all the money, so people say all the money like I was Slangar got it. Oh yes. It's interesting, you know, this is why I say time will come, people refuse to be president. Because when you close the president, you're in trouble. What we do now, my friend with president, my people, right now, if you are in government, certain places people can go, when you go there, the way they look at you, say, they look fearful. Now this time I can go to nightclub. So I go to nightclub, even though I can't dance, but I go watch people dancing. But before, that go people there. Right now, they're earning people. Tomorrow, it will be Fakuma Kona people. It will be warrior people. I'm not saying you could be president, but maybe. All right? Yeah, it could be. Nothing is impossible. Why?
Okay, so then we can say 1994, what was that, LNTG 3 or LNTG 2 charged you with treason? Who was the head, or was it the whole council that charged you? Could you clarify that?
Yeah. But I made it clear our non-prosecutor, that's what I said. That time our president, sorry, she's not president, but our sister president, President Johnson Morris. President Johnson Morris was the technical judge at the time. She non-prosecutor me. So there was no evidence. There was collective guilt.
Okay, so they were charged you with treason, or would they want that you wanted to overthrow the LNTG too?
No, I said, yeah, they went to the Ghanaian government, told them I'm a dangerous man.
Okay.
I got a lot of money. I got connection with Saddam Hussein, and at that time nobody wanted to see Saddam Hussein. You know, it was the time of having the Gulf War. So they were trying to connect me to have no substance in what they're saying. But then when they brought the pictures of the guns, you know, and the invoices that they brought that pay for the guns with, they were all wrong. Even when I was saying, oh, Doe gave him money, then he ran away with the money and went to buy arms. He even bring the arms to Liberia and this and that. I asked the Ghana man, I said, my friend, I say in Ghana here, I said, the president already can go buy arms or the chief of staff in the army. Yeah, you. I say, General brother, the one can go buy arms. Or the cousin can go buy arms.
Okay.
I said, why do we have finance minister? Why do we have the minister of defense? Who have had to get money to go buy arms? So I told him, I said, during this period, I'm in Liberia, look at my passport. He looked at it. I said, I'm in Liberia, the period they even talking about. I only crossed when Doe died. And I had no reason to fight anymore. Like now, I have no reason to fight. The end of the day, just now I won't fight, then you're a dog. Because what I'm fighting for? I won't be president. I don't want anything. I don't want to put anybody in jail. I don't want you to be affiliated with president. I don't want to be associated with president. Because when you're there, your life is in danger. You can't rest. You can't sleep. Those days when we come from out, you see people line up. You can't even eat, my brother. Let me tell you. We did your niece one the experience it from us. So you see that one and say, can I help you? Oh yeah, oh my son or my brother, yeah. Hey, I see last night, so the block. He said, okay, the dreamer go one side. You, what happened? Hey, yeah, check. That make you see vision. Then the vision is to talk. Then who next? Oh, I'm in the nightclub. The thing I heard. Then one move. Your brother told hey how we are in the security information people can't overlook you. Please tell the man how my people who can't even rest. Security has to justify the budget that you gave them. So if they don't find information, how they will tell you they need the money? They gotta tell you something. They must justify the use of that budget. You know, I can remember 1994 when I came back here, people called me to defense ministry and they say, so I said people say I wanted to overthrow him. So he told the defense ministry to investigate whether that was true. That was fantastic. You know, that was a good thing about a leader. They called me and said, hey, my people, I just come in. They said, but you carry a truck. You limbo hauling guns inside. I said, but rebel catch up my truck and they hauling iron inside. And me, I want to overthrow again, my people. So we can't come home and rest. That's the same thing going on. Go read the newspaper. Just recently, one called Renaissance Communication, a newspaper called Renaissance. They came out with a story in the newspaper about war. I was on a coup d'etat. I had a delegation coming. They canceled their trip from coming until after December because of what the newspaper said. Liberia is a frontline state. We got to be careful how we talk about coup every day. Oh Jesus Christ! And especially perceive. You know, former government officials, once they get in this country, I have to speak on it because I have the opportunity to do so now. And to also give people other ideas how to act, those that are in power now. People don't respect the past government officials. Once you're a past government official, the present government will say, the other they will be taking you like enemy. Amen. We all render services to this country. Regardless of us not being in position anymore, we render services, my people. Give us that respect. Give us that respect. Not they were joined just say, man, just give me chance, let the man go, let him go come by tomorrow. Stop that. Then you encourage people to go back to government. They will go run politics, they will go be campaigning to be in government in order to be respected. Leave us when we're in our private sector, give us that respect, and respect for the services we have rendered this country. The sacrifices that we have made, whether ugly or good, we have made some sacrifices. Talk about the positive things that we have done. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So again, we're trying to get this clarity of the 1995. So we're doing Quiwonkpa's, former post time, which is LNTG 2, I would assume. You were accused of treason by his government. Okay. Now you also mentioned that Mr. Sawyer time, you were accused again. So I assume that means...
No, Sawyer time was speculation. Did not accuse me.
That's official accusation.
They only called me to investigate me. But they didn't say, yeah, you won't overthrow. They say, we hear something in the air. I don't know which air, I don't know. Because now on the radio, they say they heard in the air so that they see usual rumors in this country and lies. They only asked me at the defense ministry and I explained. Now, Professor Chad Breeze and other people were coming to me there. Why? Okay. Maybe so I entered and maybe they were trying their own thing to justify their budget.
Okay, so we're saying that in 1990 when you left Ivory Coast, you went to Ghana. In Ghana, you went through this accusation. You came back to Liberia, I assume 1991 or so, and then Sawyer's group accused you again. Then what happened? So you stayed here all this time until 1994?
No, let me get it clear. I said they say it was speculation. That was not
I understand it was speculation, but still an accusation.
Yeah, I said the actual accusation. 1994, charged you time. I was accused and charged with treason. So, then 1998, Ken Johnson wrote episode. I was charged with treason.
I'm coming to that part. I was still in the period
All right.
of 1991 to 1997, trying to understand why these accusations have been put against you. So now, in 1994, let's say 1991 to 1994, you stayed in Liberia all this period. Did you ever leave for a long period of time?
I've been here.
Okay. So
I've been here going from jail to jail. I've been here.
okay, so you've been here. So now, in the 1994 incident, did you end up having to go to jail for any long period of time or short period of time?
What then? 1994?
Yes, the one with
I
Pombo.
stayed more than 1 year.
They put you in jail for 1 year.
More than 1 year.
Okay. Thank you.
The
And
records are
that
there.
was what?
I don't
That was
show
because
pictures
the
of
case.
them. President Joseph Morris there. He was the Semi-Court judge at the time.
Were you in jail all that time because the case was ongoing, or was there a clear?
There was no
decision?
trial. There was no trial. The judge was sitting down there.
So you were illegally, in a sense, detained in a prison for over a year by the LNTG2 government.
Yeah, sure. Until Sangawulo took over. When Sangawulo took over, that when he released me, he turned you go ask him, Professor Sangawulo. He taught me English before. He knows me very well. He keep visiting the prison compound. The next day, I'll call for non-prosequa. And I got out. Then 1998 again, the same thing happened. But you come to that point here, we come down and explain.
Come to that point. Okay, just trying to understand. So then, in 1995 or 6, you got released from jail, right?
1994, I went to jail. I was released 1995.
95. Okay.
94 to 95.
All right. So from 1995 to the time Charles Taylor got elected as president, what was your situation or life like?
I was in town here. I was here. I was quiet, sitting down.
Quiet, sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, certainly now, Mr. Charles Taylor gets elected as a new president of this country, and then you get accused of treason again in 1998.
Yeah.
Now, could you explain how that came about? Could you explain why that happened?
Well, August 1998, I received a letter from, earlier, August 1998, I received a letter from Charles Taylor's office signed by Senator Blambo Nelson. I think he was holding some position there, and I asked her to go to the executive mansion for reconciliation between Roosevelt Johnson and Charles Taylor. So I wanted to do that. He invited. We went in the hall, and the president entered. He asked for me. I said, "Oh, Mr. President, here I sit." He said, "Okay, I will go call Roosevelt Johnson." I said, "Oh, Mr. President, I have a problem with that. That's the work of a protocol." Anyway, and Bishop Francis and I think other bishops went to call Roosevelt Johnson. And while they were there, I think some firing went on Johnny Road, and the bodyguard Roosevelt Johnson was killed. And Roosevelt Johnson did not come to that meeting. So they said, "Okay, let's go ahead and talk about reconciliation." So they allowed each of us to speak. And I refused to speak. And then people begin to ask me, they say, "The president wants you to speak." So I said, "Why me?" "You don't speak, man. Slangar speak." I said, "When I speak, the prayer will not be all right. I won't talk. They'll leave me alone." They say, "Oh, come talk. Come talk." So I went. And the first statement from me, I said, "Well, Mr. President, I saw your letter of invitation from your government, but I look at your government as a play government. It doesn't look real. So I have a problem with it being a play government." And he took that out of context. And I said, "Well, Mr. President, as the president, you should expect yourself to be like a dumper. A dumper, you done the good and you done the worst on the dumper. And the dumper remains quiet. So as a president, expect us to be saying things and doing things against you, but please act as a leader." And then I went on to say that, well, where you sit here, we sat here for 10 years, we got the experience, and nothing can frighten us, some of us. And I was a little bit rude. Let me factual. I was a little bit rude. Yes. So he got vexed, and we argued a bit. And this the Gambia, I don't know, commander, bodyguard, took an arm from the bag. He had a bag. He said, "Hey, you, that how you should talk to do?" I said, "You get from behind, we talk about Liberia, Gambia." He said, "Oh, how you can talk to people? Okay, you will see." And right after the meeting, he selected some people, few persons from among us, the rest all remain. They said we shouldn't go out, they close the door on us. The only blessing we had, like God will have it. We have Madam May Roberts, the one from Faith Healing Temple. They didn't see her, and maybe God did that so that she will remain there, so they will consider us to leave. So they picked the goat from the sheep, they brought them out, and the rest all remained there, including Minister Kofi Woods. And I go and ask him now, he was part of it. And they detained us that day. We couldn't go. We stayed more than 45 minutes. And the plan was for execution, and they would have Kerry massacre. If Johnson had been there, it didn't happen that way. And I was very rude in the talk. So I'm sorry I did that to a president. But I've told you I'm very emotional. So even this forum, I always say I'm sorry I had to be rude to the president at the time. And then they kept us there. So we stayed there. He stayed in that place for long. And Eastman said, I won't be here for session to happen. So he left. He went to the president. And later on, they released us. We went home. And subsequently, the incident happened on the 28th of August. And by September, it was when I left from there, I began to receive funny telephone calls. People called me and started insulting me. And people went on radio, they castigated me. I got all the money here from stealing and all kinds of things they said about me that didn't move me because I was now in a position to steal. So when the incident of Camp Johnson Road took place, that morning I was in my house, my security came and told me, say, we heard your name on the radio, charged with sedition, along with the people from Camp Johnson Road. That's sedition? Say, yeah. I said, but security, I said, by 12 o'clock it will not be sedition, it will improve. So I said, it will be treason, because sedition I might fire a bomb. So I know they know I got the capability to fire a bomb, so I know it will increase. By 2 o'clock, it was treason, it was not sedition anymore. So I decided, they made an announcement that if I don't stand myself in, I can hold myself responsible, and my name was all on the radio. And then ECOMOG came, he said, we want to evacuate you. I said, you can report, you can bring him back. And you evacuated people from the barrier, as I heard, I was not here. And they never came back. So why you want to evacuate me? Or you working for money to tell the president, oh, I think I got the money looking for, and they pay you lump sum, I'm not going anywhere. Myself will walk to the police station. And I told my wife and children, I said, okay, you leave the house. They are coming to blow the break loose. So you leave the house. I told my wife, she was crying. I said, okay, I call all my children, I kiss them, I hug them. I said, well, madam, ABC will happen if I die. If I don't, well, then we'll meet again. So I wore my sneakers, put on my jeans. I walked to the police station to Springfield. I reported myself. I got to the station. I told the police. This guy was Slangar, the policeman ran out. Oh, you come for me? What the man come here for? I said, but it's your duty to receive me. And all the SOD came around. When they came, they said, okay, you're under arrest. I said, I know I am. They said, okay. They asked each other what we should do to him. They said, let's wait for Jote. Jote came and said, well, nobody touched him. You take him to the police station. Instead of going to the police station, I found myself going behind Jote's house where they had an execution ground. I was blindfolded. We went there, and whatever happened there, God released me. They didn't kill me. Other people got killed. And then I can show TRC where they took me. I don't lie. I tell you the truth. So when we went there, I was blindfolded. We got there. One little boy, they started beating me from Springfield all the way we were going. And then one of them asked me, said, why? And why you came from by that time? I said, but why are you arresting me too? He said, you want what too? I said, I see the reason. So the other boy said, I think you come for. And we arrested men now because you want to walk through, and I see the reason too. And they argue among themselves, and they say, okay, but man, your time to die. I said, okay, let me say my prayer. And then the other luckily for me, some type of radio call came and said, where the subject? They said, subject. They said, subject stay around. I said, yes, subject stay here. They said, okay, you're bringing back. So they took out the thing at the time my eyes were, they loosened it. And they said, okay, you can't wear clothes again. I said, but we're not killing you, but we'll be beating you until we get back to the police station. I said, let go. And they started beating me until we got to the station. They put me in the people room. That's part of the game. Anyway, we arrested all these in that detail. I was arrested and charged with treason. Went to jail. Mr. Taylor traveled to how they call it, France, and we were in jail. The Senator jail. We were there for some months. We went for investigation. They brought us down guilty for 10 years imprisonment, no hard labor, under the gavel of Menska, just Menska. They sent us to jail for 10 years, and our friend then said we should take a pill and test the system. I said the system cannot be tested. It's already tested. No need to take a pill. They said, let's take the pill. Let's try the system. So we took an appeal, and they added 10, and they added another 10. So it became 20 years. And then we clapped in the court. Along with the case, I clapped, and we laughed. We went back. People asked me, how you feel about it? I said, I will not even stay the 6 years. They said, I said, well, modern Liberia doesn't require somebody staying too long in power. So I don't believe after 6 years, so I'm worried about 20 years. And we remain there. One day, as we were sitting, do you want a story like that? Or I should leave it now? No, continue. I can go ahead? Yes. Continue. So as we were sitting, one Milton Tiaye came, no, one Washington He was some student leader in America before. He came here and he was some advisor to the president. He came, he said the president said you should beg him so that we release you after we have stayed 2 or more years. So I told him, well, it's not possible. I can't beg. So we won't beg. We all came with a consensus that we won't beg. He went after a few times, it was Christmas time. Milton Tiaje came, he was Deputy Minister of Information. He came and told us that Taylor said we should apologize to him and we write a letter of apology and we're going to release us. We said, okay. I said, okay, Mr. Milton Tiaje. He said, yeah. I said, when you go tomorrow, please come with tape recorder. I hope you came with tape recorder. He said, no, I didn't come with tape recorder. I said, okay. I said, okay, come back. We'll reply on Friday or tomorrow. I think he gave me 2 days. He came back. And soon that morning, my wife came to me. She said, honey, what are you going to do? They said, you beg for her to come out. I said, darling, I didn't down the beach. This one doesn't move me. So I'm not going to beg. I don't beg my friend, man. I didn't do it, and I didn't do it. What I say, I'm guilty. Government myself making glad they judge me. I expect for me to be right. So once they say I'm guilty, I should say 20 years. I'm willing to serve the 20 years, but I won't beg. So Milton Tiaje came, we told him we could not beg. We're not going to beg the president. Let him go tell the president. He went and told the president, the president, I'm begging you. I don't know how it ended. We remain in jail until a few days. They released 3 of us. They released 3 persons from among us. Senator John, or Senator Chele, or Councilor Bala, and Bala, the 3 of them were released until I went to Grand Jury at that time. And before the Grand Jury, he released the 3 persons, and the rest of us that they consider the high people remain in jail. And we remained there until 2002 when he gave us amnesty. I mentioned him right in here. He granted amnesty, and I left. I went to the States. From America, I went to Aricos. From Aricos, I came back to Liberia 2003. So that was the treason charge. That was a collective guilt. So that's it.
Thank you very much. You said that there were people who were killed when you were taken first to jail, and without a trial, they in essence summarily executed certain people, the legitimate government under Mr. Charles Taylor. Could you tell us about who those 3 persons were that were killed?
Well, you mean during Nazi time?
Yes, before you were put in trial, you said they brought you in, and then there was a time where you talked about Miss May Roberts and all that, where they wanted to even, kill you, but they killed some, but they didn't kill you, and they let you go, they came back, like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm concerned about those 3 persons that they did kill.
Okay, when they took me on the beach, that was not actually the beach when you go in Old Town Road. Dotig has a house there. Behind the house, I think somewhere there's a graveyard around that area. That's where they took me in for execution. But it was not along with other people that were charged with treason. There were other people, suspects that I met there. They were in one house. They bring them out and execute them. They were not people that were in jail with me. At that time, I'm not going to jail. I was arrested that time when that incident happened. So I didn't know who all they were killing at the time. But they had a big log like this where they cut your head off. And what happened there, I don't know who all they were killing. But I was fortunate to have left. God took me out. So I came back. So I don't know who all they killed. But regarding it about killing people in jail, are you talking about?
Yes.
I was not, they divided into 2 groups. I was in Central Prison. The other guys were in post-tacket. So what happened there, I don't know. I only heard that Konambolu and Doe and other guys, Seri were killed. But I was not among them. We were in a separate group.
Bonlu,
Seri, Dolu, Doe. They were in a separate group. They were in the post-tacket. That's where they went and took them from. I was not there.
But they were still part of that group that was accused for treason.
Yeah, but they had 2 separate groups.
Okay.
They considered these guys a military group. They were in the post-tacket. We were considered a civilian. We were in the central prison. But in the central prison, they didn't take anybody from there to kill.
Okay.
The only incident I remember when we were in the central police station, one night it was around 1 o'clock, and usually when they took us there that night, Daniel Chieki, around 2 o'clock, where I was looking at the people brought me outside. Where they gone? Okay, those sent to you. I say, you know where they are? I don't know. They moved right in front of me, man. And he went by USC. I said, nothing I can see more than what I saw today. And he left. And he didn't come back. So they didn't take anybody from among us. One night again, they came, around 1:30 they came, they said, okay, we won't transfer you from this jail. We won't carry you to buy Baladan tonight. So Senator Kelly said, no, we can't go anywhere. So me, I thought I was trying to be obedient. I said, but where we can't go? There's someone go to my paradise. Let's go. So I pack him and things. So among them there was a police officer. He passed by me. He stepped on me. He shook his head. He said, I'm not go. Then he passed again. He said, you are here. You know, something like that. You know, so I came to myself. I said, oh, you come forward to go. I said, I'm not going anywhere. You don't transfer prisoners in the night. He said, no. For me, I was ready to go. So I said, no. But you know one thing, I'm a trained man at the martial arts. Very strong man, even though I'm old now, but yet I can track. So they asked me, they say, come. So I told them, I say, I say, I'm not going anywhere again. Jerry know my strength. So I said, Jerry, don't worry, you just sit down. I'm not going anywhere again. We're not going nowhere. And later on, when they saw that I was very furious, and they said, okay, are you where? I said, fine. The next day, we told our lawyer, Councilor Sanon, he raised the issue with the government, and I had to transfer to Central Prison. I remained there and were charged and then sentenced for 20 years. I thank God today that I'm spending 8 years outside now. Thank God.
Thank you. Last two questions. First of all, in your professional period of involvement during this war, can you recall any incident where you had to, for some reason or another, give a command or actually involve yourself in killing an innocent civilian?
No, I challenge anybody to come here and say I get command to kill an innocent civilian. I challenge anybody. I took part 2 times in military operations. I will come to that. I told you say I will come back to it before we close.
Okay.
That was the 1985 Quiwonkpa incident. Then 1990 I was assigned in Grand here. Those are the 2 parts I took part in militarily. I'm saying. And there I didn't do anything to anyone. I was among my people, protecting my people. Nobody will come from there and tell you, say, when Slangar was commander, he granted there, he did so to me. I was thinking about how to save my people.
I understand. Okay, the last one.
The only time I get command, I will tell you. I say I will tell you at the end of the day. 1985.
Okay, we will hear that.
Okay. Why?
Next. Do you know anything with regards to the reason why the group called Model, which were composed of some former AFL soldiers, etc., or LERD, had to rise up and stage a coup against the legitimate government of Mr. Taylor? Do you know anything about it that you would like to share with us, or were you in any way connected to that, or whatever?
No, as I told you, during lawyer time, I was in jail. When I left, I went to the United States. What I said, I was in jail for 20 years, I will be in jail again, then we organize to fight. It's not possible. Even when lawyers were attacking seriously, they used to come tell a lawyer, get it done, okay, they used to tell. And well, that's the work of God, it's the miracle of God. We left before a lawyer got to town, we left in jail. So I can't give account of why George and Lloyd, I think Sekou them being here and other Model guys being here, they can give account of that. I told you, you didn't okay, I was not inside. You didn't okay, I was not inside. So if I were inside, you know the mistake people made, and my brother was part of the negotiation in Ghana. As soon as they said Slangar on BBC, oh, the whole attribution came to our Slangar. Even when my brother was a commissioner of maritime, the big institution like the United Nations will write letter to the man, put our Slangar commissioner of maritime, Monrovia, Liberia, and send it to me. Sometimes in the newspaper, they will put my brother's picture and put my name on him. I mean, this thing happened. So people thought that was me.
I understand.
Okay.
So
like somebody came to me the last time. I think somebody came to ask me. They say Central Bank and your company was building it and they finish it. What are they going to get the part of the news from? I don't have a construction company. I will go to Central Bank. Paulo then go to Central Bank. Sierra Leone. Paulo is there. He got construction company. They will ask him what happened to the Central Bank. You're not finished. If you want information from me because I'm close to the president, call me and ask me. Don't lie. You know, right now I got my office in one building there. They call S&G building. I went to finance one time to pay my taxes. The people supposed to that house for me. I fronting. I put one full man in front. So the house for me. You got to look at a cow to pay house. Put somebody in front. What are my fake? I pay house. Why you gonna do with me? What you gonna do to me? Nothing. You take me to court if I stole your money. So why would I hide and push somebody in front? I know that somebody my feel that I can hide. That's how big face it can be, I can hide. You are a coward. People lie in this country, Mr. Commissioner. Too much. They speculate. The last time I passed into a group of boys saying not to that, I know whatever shot. Then they need to, one of them, that we need to go to the commission to explain how he built a house. Ah, look at all the cow, that little boy got nothing to do. Yeah, I'm here now. I know why you can't ask me. I'm here, my son. Can I ask? Go ahead.
No, thank you very much. Those are my questions for now. The rest will be kept for till the further time.
Okay, thank you. Any other commissioner? But why do you men ask me? I see another one. Why do you mean that? Beautiful woman, you are asking the door, eh?
Yeah,
good. I like your asking your questions. I saw. But the men shout. So myself, I get vexed.
We'll continue to say drink water so that you don't get vexed.
All right. Anyway, we are mothers, you know. You know, I'll take your phone. Somebody asked me, say, why the situation so high in the country? I said, when we are woman president, I said, you know, women are good. Your own pay, when you take it, you give it to your wife to get it out of her again. You so high. You want to tell her how you use the money. So we got a woman president. Every cent you want to know how we spend it. So you should not be surprised. Because you're a minister, you bring something and trip, you bring it to her, you want to know why you're taking your girlfriend along. And why the money is so plenty. They got to cut it down. They complain about that. So women are very careful people. They don't want to spoil their need. So if you talk to me softly, I must say I reply softly.